welcome back to our Ellipse Unsealed podcast. Today we have here with us Steve Chinsky and Monica Hoyer, who are going to be co-sponsoring our Summit networking party.
Along with a bunch of other cool folks, but we've got these two coolest folks for now on with us.
Yeah, they're here to kind of talk us through what's going to go on. But yes, we do have some other very cool sponsors with us. But hi, guys. Monica, do you want to start us off by kind of introducing yourself?
Sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Monica Hoyer. I am the marketing director at Influence. We are a marketing automation platform that seamlessly integrates with Dynamics 365 and anything on Power Platform. So make sure you have all of your data correct in your CRM and you can market to it through our platform. It's pretty awesome. And I've been with Influence for 3-ish years. So I'm very new to the dynamic space, but have felt the love from everybody in the space for sure.
I guess I'll go next. Steve Chinsky here, the Dynamics Practice VP here at Accelerant. Sadly, I've been in this space for going on my 26th year very shortly. When I end this year, I will have completed 25 years. And I've been around before Microsoft even bought the BC, or before that it was NAB, before that, all the names that it felt like creating over the many decades now. And so I've been around a long, long time with this, and having a blast doing this, been in the community for so long, getting involved with all the conferences, the different ones to be involved with on their board of advisors, as well as programming committees and stuff like that. So having a blast. Cannot wait for the upcoming fall conferences. Obviously, Summit's coming up, but one of the cool things is that, and plus meeting all cool people. I mean, like I said, customers and partners and ISVs alike. So this is going to be a cool time in October in San Antonio. So that's me.
Man. So many local events, and like you said, that's my favorite part. Go ahead, Monica.
Well, I was going to ask Steve how it was possible that he was in the space for 25 years when he's only 25 himself. I mean, come on.
Yes, I am 25 years old. There was probably a burning effect one day out in the sun where I lost all my hair. Bobby understands.
We were the same. I think we were there together. I remember that.
Yeah, we were there. We were at a conference. And
I had this luscious set of hair, this locks just flowing, and it was like, it was a sad day.
I had actually a very long hair, and I braided it too when I felt like it. And I was on the equator, and my hair got burned. We had a conference in Aruba, and somehow it would disappear.
You just have to roll with it. Yeah, it's like just the sun. Like I remember somebody's holding a mic, like one of those magnifying glasses above my head, and just it caught fire and zoop, there went all the hair, and it never came back.
Well, thank goodness Monica and I missed out on that conference.
Seriously, it was one of those. It was just a bunch of men mainly. Just standing. Cool. Let's dive right into Summit. How long have you been going to Summit, Steve? In all of its iterations.
I've been going to Summit now. Let's see, remember, prior to the word Summit, the BC or the NAVA group, we called it Focus.
Okay.
Or Forum Focus. Focus was kind of our semi-annual event to do 90-minute sessions. Forum was kind of the conference, as one would say. So we were having our own name while others kind of went on the Summit path, I call it. And then prior to that was called Convergence, as you know. That's when Microsoft had was doing things for the product itself. So I did go to Convergence. So I've been around probably since 05, 06, I think, when I really got heavily involved. I was going to them, but I kind of stayed away from the help, volunteer, and all the other stuff. And then all of a sudden, somebody reached out and just said, "That's it. I've had enough of you," because I was speaking, but I wasn't really involved. So that long.
And the pay is great when you do the board of advisors, right? I mean, all the local, all that extra money that rolls in, it pays for vacations.
The Maserati, definitely have a beautiful Maserati outside. I've got my Gen Air, stove, and really top of the line Gen Air stove,
Nice.
I've got an in-ground pool. I just finished building that on the residual.
All off of the board of advisors money for doing your work with the community. Good for you. Yeah, Monica, how about you? What's your summit experience like?
Well, I'm very much a newbie to the dynamic space. So this is, I think, only my second summit. So I was last year.
Okay.
Bobby, you and I talked about being in Charlotte.
Yeah.
And San Antonio is a great city, so I'm really super looking forward to San Antonio this year.
Too.
The year before, I had just started. Is that right? And I think I'm doing my math correctly, but I might not be. My first year here, I had just joined, and I was like maybe a month in, and they decided to say, you know what, you don't need to travel your first month at the organization. So I didn't go, but we did have representation there for sure.
Oh, cool. And then Savannah.
Yeah, this will be my third summit. My first one was back in Orlando. And then Charlotte was a lot of fun last year. That was just a great city in general. And yeah, I've never been to in San Antonio, so I'm excited to check that out and see what all is in store for this year's summit. So
I like when they're down in a conference center in the city, so you can get out, you could do more. It feels like you got more opportunity to kind of enjoy the area. A lot more things to do and opportunities there. Yeah. So in all those, so Monica and you could answer this, and maybe it's gonna be the same answer, but what was your favorite city? So you've been to Orlando, you've only been to Charlotte, so you've already answered.
Well, I've been to Orlando before for other conferences, and Orlando's fun. And Charlotte was really awesome. One of the things I liked about Charlotte is that I live in North Carolina, so it was super easy for me. But San Antonio, I've been to lots of a few conferences there. I have family in the area. San Antonio is a really, really cool city, and so I'm really looking forward to seeing how Summit plays in that city, because I think it's going to be a really sweet spot for them this year.
Savannah?
Yeah, I really loved Charlotte last year. Orlando was cool too, but like you said, Bobby, it's fun when the expo hall is kind of in the heart of the city, and just kind of get to explore a little better.
Yeah.
But yeah, Monica, I think we had you on last year as like our North Carolina guru.
She was our expert.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was
the expert.
Yes.
Yeah. And I did get out, by the way, Steve, we did a whole episode on what to do in Charlotte. And one of the things I like to do when I travel anywhere is to find as much space as I can to go out and enjoy the culture. And so I did get out one night and just took a walk through Charlotte downtown after hours or early morning, one of the two. It was just beautiful, quiet city and lots of little art installations. And yeah, it was fun. When in Orlando, you're in the Gaylord, it's harder to do that. It's not safe to walk out on the highway to get to any place to look at stuff. So it is a driving opportunity. How about you, Steve? What's your favorite city you've been to?
I think for Summit, out of all the cities we've been to, and we've been to a lot of repeats, as you know, because size doesn't help. And don't be surprised about what happens next year. So don't be surprised where we're going. But I ironically enough, it's a toss-up between Tampa. We did Tampa one year, and it was really, really beautiful. Tampa, the convention center is like abuts the Gulf, as one would say, the water, and basically the bay, actually, I think it is. And the hotels were in proximity of this convention center. Plus you had the stadium there. I think one of the stadiums was close by. You can walk by one of the stadiums to go to a game if you wanted to. But the nice part is everything was in walking distance to walk back to your hotel, walk here, walk there, go to nightlife, go to wherever you want, places people were having parties and whatnot. And the convention center was a decent size. And that's always something for me is, am I going to basically be in the middle of holiday season at Walmart getting my butt kicked, because I'm stealing somebody's, holiday gift or something. I'm just getting bombarded. And is the expo hall squeezed through it? The other place that was fascinating for me was Nashville. It was a kind of a cool place. It was another Gaylord property, as you know. So it was, I think the things you can do, because just like Bobby said, you have to walk out of the property. You have to get out, and then you can still walk around there's a little bit outside on that main road, not like Orlando where there's zero, but here there was a little bit you can do. And you didn't have to stay in the Gaylord. There was hotels right across the street that was like instant. You can walk there or take a shuttle, which was fascinating to me because I think it was great. Those are the two best ones. I mean, we've had fun times elsewhere. I mean, I think nothing was, but I guess it's all nowadays, as long as we've got a size that can accommodate the people and we're not basically killing each other, walking around. I will say Charlotte this past year, don't get me wrong here. I like Charlotte as a city. I've got a customer there I go to visit. It was a nice place, but the conference center, the fact that you might have went to a room over here and then it's like, oh, you got to go all the way here and you got to go down, up, round and out. And it's like, my head was exploding by the time I got upstairs to the room. And I was like, you know what? That's it. I give up. I can't do that again. So it was like,
I'm sure you heard that on the programming committee. That was one of the number one pieces of feedback we got from users is that, man, it'd be nice if I didn't have to, catch a connecting flight to get to my next session across the convention center. So better organization, just like having all of BC in one place, all F&O as much as you can with the room configurations was definitely a key this year for the planning committee. I loved Tampa too. They had a lot of the parties were on boats. Like he said, we were right on the water, right on the waterways there. And so people were renting boats for the evening and doing a loop and coming back for parties, which was a fun idea. And the restaurants were, like for seafood and stuff, just off the hook, right on the, within walking distance, great food to get out and do that. And then Nashville was also cool. Like I said, Gaylord, probably, I feel like one of the biggest Gaylords. That thing was huge. It was the first time I've been to a Gaylord too.
Yeah, that I think is one of their. I know they say Orlando's supposed to be bigger, but I'm not exactly sure. I know they built out the extra building, but maybe it is now. Maybe it wasn't. Whatever it was back then.
Felt like Nashville was huge. Yeah,
I thought Nashville was huge, and plus we got to leave and we went to the the opera. The opera.
Yeah, the Ryman was right there with the Grand Ole Opry. The Ryman I think was right behind it because we went to the Grand Ole Opera and just walked over to it.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was really really fun. Yep. Cool. All right. This is a crazy question, but who remembers the worst meal you've had at Summit? Just anytime, like, maybe not like out, like you didn't go out to get McDonald's in a hurry and grabbed yourself a quarter pounder and then ran back and had heartburn. That doesn't count. It had to be in the convention.
Oh my God. The worst meal.
I'll start off this time because I've been pushing everybody else. There was one year we had, it's in the middle of the day, they're setting up and it was I think they're called ghetto tacos or something like that, but it was basically just a bag of Fritos and then some really questionable, big vat of meat you poured inside and then put cheese and other things inside. And you're supposed to walk around and somehow eat out of this bag. And
walking tacos.
Yeah. Walking tacos. Yeah. It seems like it would be cool, but it didn't really hit for anybody. And there were a lot of people who were complaining. And it's like, that was probably the weirdest thing I've seen meal wise.
Especially those are pretty messy and everyone's
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you're trying to
this is
how are you doing this? Yeah. I just squished mine up into like just one big paste and cut a hole at the bottom like a piping unit and just piped it into my mouth every once in a while. And it was really economy of scale there and just got it going.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
I remember one. I guess
I don't think I've had the bad meal.
Yeah. No, usually they're pretty good. Yeah. I was just checking to see if anybody, had just a really awful one. And I really just want to tell a story again.
I'm trying to think. I mean, maybe. I mean, in the last couple of years, I mean, don't get me wrong here. Food sometimes is just, blasé.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying Charlotte was perfect. It was not. It was just okay.
Yeah.
Orlando has its problems. I think maybe my worst meal might have been possibly either Phoenix or possibly Reno. I think the Reno one to me was probably my worst one. It was just, I don't know what it was about the food and the place we were holding it and all that other stuff. It just wasn't to my liking for some oddball reason. But
I remember that one. They just had big bowls of boiled eggs.
It was
it was all they had. Just every station it's like the biggest bowl of boiled eggs you could. I'm kidding.
It was strange. It was just strange and not okay. I'm confused. I'm like, like where are you going with this? And I'm like, I and don't get me wrong, Reno is interesting. I think everybody thought it was interesting. Please, and I think the biggest comment was, please don't go back. I think that was the one thing they said.
It was an interesting city. I'd never been before, and it was interesting. You bet.
So, but I mean, it was funny. But that's probably my worst meal was Reno.
Someone on the panel just love boiled eggs, I guess. Sorry,
I was kidding by that. I was kidding about that. You got that. That was a total joke. I was just picturing maybe the worst meal. Like, what do we do? Let's just put up bowls of boiled eggs and another bowl of kidney beans, and that's all you get.
It was funny. I've been to many conferences, and you're always kind of curious when the people who actually set up the conference for wherever you're going to. You're always curious, how do they decide the food? Like, what's for breakfast, what's for lunch, and what am I doing in the evening? Do I have finger food or, you know, whatever it is? And I get the expense. Don't get me wrong here, because food is expensive. I'm sure of it. But I'm always fascinated when it's like, I think of it like fast food. It's like if I'm getting a fast food meal, it's like, really? I mean, I came to a conference. I just want a real meal, just something just give me something just a little bit more that's liking. And I don't want a breakfast sandwich from McDonald's. I don't want, you know, a burger that looks like, you know, it was steamrolled over and somebody threw it into a tin for me to pick it out or whatever.
Right.
It's just, I mean, I've had some nice meals where, you know, even the tortilla, like a taco wrap, you're doing it more in the tortilla. Yeah. Those are good. I mean, they actually, it's nice. I mean,
I think simple like food, you know, just really, you know, low key makes the best sense. When I do bike rides, and it always shocks me when they'll have really elaborate lunches in the middle of a 75-mile bike ride for a day, and you've got this like Thai flavored, you know, spicy dish. It's like, this is not the best thing for riding a bike for the next 50 miles. I need I just want a peanut butter sandwich, and I'm going to be so happy, and that's all I really need.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's I mean, I always wonder like who is actually doing is somebody taste testing this stuff? Is somebody like wondering did you go there and ask them for samples before you actually
I think they do. Yeah.
Versus checking a box that says love the description kind of thing.
Yep.
Goodness. Well, going from, you know, worst experience with food, what are you guys, on a positive note, looking forward to the most at this year's summit? Monica, we want to start with you.
Our event.
Woo! Right answer. Ding, ding, ding.
Yep. That's what I wrote down. That was the right answer. Yep. There's only one answer.
Yes.
So much to look forward. But number one, the huge party that we're here to talk about. Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, does everybody have their outfits all picked out? Are you ready to do the retro thing, the 80s thing?
Yeah, I'm in a quandary. I got to find purple retro, you know, ensemble.
Right.
I'm thinking about a Prince costume. Maybe we'll see. I need to get the black, you know, hair pompadour or something. That's one possibility. Could be a Prince, you know, full on Prince, you know, that purple rain, you know, outfit. We'll see.
Yes.
I'm still trying to get budget.
Steve, do you have any other different answer other than our party, or is that also your?
I think the number one thing really to talk about is our party. The fact that, you know, it's going to be, you know, one of a very few from what I've heard. I'm sure there are others. Don't get me wrong here.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think ours is going to be pretty cool considering the place that it's at. The fact that you can pretty much have a lot of fun. You don't have to just sit there. I mean, we've all been to parties, you know, and yes, we could sit there and yap all day long. Yeah, don't get me. But when there's nothing to do, this is coming to a party and doing something. This is having fun. This is like you're going to have fun with your, you know, obviously colleagues and networking and people you've met, you know, and stuff like that. This is just pure fun. And you get to wear some retro stuff, and you get basically, you know, if you want to listen to some disco music, I think that's pretty cool. And basically, if you want to, you know, cut a rug and go, you know, do some dancing if you want. Don't expect
dropping all the retro terms too.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of something here. We got, you know, we got some pretty cool I call it handouts, I guess let's call them, you know, things like that. And so we're gonna hold them back, not to mention them. So big surprises coming there. And
nice.
But other than that, I think that's pretty much the number one thing at Summit. I mean, and I know ours is on a perfect night, you know, so obviously, you know, it's excellent. And then other than, you know, the main Summit party that they hold. I mean, I think ours is probably going to be one of the cool ones to see and have fun at and things to do, because I don't know of anything else that's going to have something to do other than ours.
Yeah,
Right.
no, like you said, been to a ton of these parties, and like you said, the networking is great, but that starts to wane a bit for you if you're not careful. And this will give having the ability to. We're going to be at, just to mention it, we're going to be at Be Kind Rewind, which is just across the street from the convention center. It's like a 5-minute walk. It's happening right after Summit's big party. So when people are just ramped up and ready to to keep on going at 8 o'clock, they're going to walk a few short just across the way and hit up Be Kind Rewind. And you got video game arcade, we have karaoke. The whole place has got a vibe. It looks really cool, and they've got 80s, 90s inspired drinks. It's just a fun place.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think it's going to be amazing. I mean, just after they end, and people are going to, that people are thinking all the way through the time, what are we doing? What are we doing next? Yes, this is when it's all going to happen, and we're going to be the place to be. Everybody's going to know, who to connect with, say, how do I get in and stuff like that. Who do I speak to get, how do I get in the door? And, we've got some serious disco size bouncers. I mean, we're talking like, basically, disco dancing, we're going back to the John Travolta days, kind of big, beefy guys at the front door. And if you can't squeeze through them, you're not coming in the door right here.
Yeah. I went to a party last year where they had that. There was a guy who was about, the size of a mountain who was checking bands. He's like, looking down at me like, you have that band? It's like, no, yeah, I got it right here, sir. We're good.
Yes.
Yeah, we have that. And really, he's talking about Steve and I. We'll be the bouncers, just to be fully transparent.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Hey, but we can come together like a transformer. So don't let size fool you or age. We will come together like a transformer and just get after you if you're trying to break into the party.
Yeah, we're very modernized. We can
do. Yep, exactly. Just all kinds of like Inspector Gadget transformer. We'll come at you in lots of ways if you're trying to. But we want you here too.
My superhero. Look at that. Do not come in.
So that's Monica, what's your take on what we've been talking about? Because we've been planning this for a couple months now. What are you excited about?
After every one of our planning calls, I go onto Amazon and add more things to my list for my costume for what I'm gonna wear. Nice. I'm like growing my hair out so I can side pony it, like the black rubber bracelets, the neon. I'm ready. I mean, I grew up in the 80s. Yeah. So this is like I know what I have to do.
Yeah. And I would say 3 of the 4 of us grew up in the 80s here, right? So Savannah's doing research.
College. Some of us just got to college when it was 1980.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amazon or Monica, you'll have to share with me your like Amazon cart or whatever, so I can take some notes off of that.
That'd be a good thing. We'll put that out on one of our posts. Monica's Amazon wish list, so that people can either buy stuff for you to help support your wardrobe, or they can feel free to fund. She will be rolling with a full wardrobe rack. She'll be every half an hour just changing into a different 80s icon, from Madonna to all the way through whatever. Yeah.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah.
Quick change.
Exactly. I love it.
Lots of fishnet things. And big loopy things. I'm just excited. I'm like,
in the 80s, I had a mullet, so I can't do a mullet now, but I did actually have a mullet in the 80s. That was the thing.
Should we like print off pictures of you guys in the 80s and just like
post that'd be fun. Yeah, guess who?
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun, actually. Make a game out of it.
Yep, sponsor Guess Who.
Yes.
Yes. Well, I do want to mention our other sponsors as well. So obviously we have Accelerant and Influence, but we also have Netstock and Sauna Commerce, along with Ellipse Solutions as well, obviously. So we're very excited to have everyone come together and just host a big old rager, pretty much. We'll be dropping lots of knowledge about this coming up soon. We're just putting the final details on all the logistics, but we'll have out some posts for people to sign up and how you can get the bracelets to get you in, so Steve and I aren't yapping at you at the front door. And like to your point, we've got Accelerant. They're going to be in the expo hall at booth 745. Netstock is right next door. You guys bought the same property, split it up.
They're at 7:44, and then we're at 9:17, and Sana's at 3:46. And Monica's got the pleasure of speaking, so she's not at a booth, but she could be at any one of our booths. You're welcome.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure, to hang out, all day.
Trust
with
me,
us.
I know my friends. I know where to go and hang out.
You bet. But you're speaking on October 16th, just before the party. You're pre-party speaking, so you'll be definitely signing up all the people from your session into the party at 2:45.
Yeah, you never know what I'll end up wearing as a little promo for the party.
I love it. Yep. Just in the middle, in mid session, you'll be going side pony, just kind of, just people see the transition start to happen.
Exactly.
I love it. Well, do you guys have any other points that you want to make before we kind of close out this episode?
I think the number one thing for everybody who's attending Summit, who's listening to this, is, find one of us, stop by our booth, say hello, figure out how to get your band to get in the door, have fun at Summit, learn something at Summit, network with people at Summit, and really just have a good time. I mean, a good 3.5, I call it 3.5 days-ish, or 4 days. I mean, whatever you want to call it, but have a blast. I mean, San Antonio is beautiful. I mean, the Riverwalk's a beautiful area. If you get time to go to the Alamo, get a chance to go there. It's fascinating from a history standpoint. Good food, good fun, and good friends.
Yep. And perfect time to be in San Antonio too. October is a great time of year to be there. It's not going to be too hot. It won't be cold by any stretch of the imagination, but it won't be too hot. That's for sure.
Yeah, you don't want to be there right now, which is like, I just got back from Houston last week, and Houston was a little toasty. We were at the Microsoft office there, so it was a little toasty. And then I was there back in July, and it was ovenish. So I'm extremely excited that I won't burn myself anymore.
Yes.
I like. There's a number of ways to say this. We call it here second shift. I think Bob McAdam calls it advanced networking. But these kind of parties are a great way to make that extra, introduction to somebody, just because you're not thinking, business. You're just in a different zone, and it's just a fun way to really connect with folks and get to know them on a different level. So hit all the parties if you can. As an end user and as a consultant, I usually try to schedule. Once they're all out there, I schedule my times. Like, I want to be here from this time to this time. Then I jump over here from this time to this time, and I like to make sure I'm hitting them all and see all the people. And we're all usually traveling in one bunch too. That's the fun part. It's like, where you go? I'm over here. You're traveling from party to party, in a big group, and it's just a fun event. Like I said, aside from the parties, like Steve mentioned, tons of education and networking, during the day too. So yeah, looking forward to seeing everybody there.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, me as well. To kind of close us out, are you guys planning on karaokeing there? And if so, what song?
Oh, no.
Oh, you don't really want to hear me sing. I'm kind of, what do they say? Tone deaf in a way. I can sing. Don't get me wrong. I know words to songs, but
everybody can sing.
Everybody can sing a song, but it's the actual, what you hear is kind of like, it's like scratching a black, a chalkboard, if you know what I mean. So I'll stay away from the chalkboard effect. I'll leave it to the experts.
The next question is, how
Steve,
many?
You and I can be the peanut gallery and just judge all the karaokeers.
I'll hold my sign up, 9.5.
Right, Simon Cowell, that thing, yeah.
I'll be like the Olympics.
Yes.
I was going to ask you your next question, how many drinks does it take to get you to karaoke?
Oh, I've actually only a few, very, very little to start. I mean, like I said, I don't mind singing it, but don't expect me to carry a tune.
Savannah, do you have one?
I am not a karaoke kind of gal either. I think last time I did in college, they cut the mic on me because I think it was that bad. So
no way. They can't
I
do
think
that.
So. But it was everyone on stage with me. Like, I was with some of my friends and they just cut it on all of us. So it's not just me in general.
That's the way I've seen these karaoke's go at Summit. A lot of times one person starts and then 40 people, all the people jump on. I gotta sing this too when Bobby's up there, whatever, And in full transparency, I haven't sung karaoke in probably, I don't know. I can't even remember. It's been maybe 7 years since I've done a karaoke session. I sing all the time, like in the store, in my house, everywhere I go, I'm singing. I love to sing. I've done choir, but I just don't typically go and do karaoke.
Yeah.
But I've got a few 80s songs in mind that I'm going to try to nail down. Yeah.
Yes. We're excited to hear you,
I will
Bobby.
be there. I'll cheer you on, Bobby.
Perfect,
I'll cheer
yeah.
you on.
We can be like your background dancers.
There you go. Yeah. Some background singers. I'll take it all. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Well, hey, we really appreciate you guys joining us and are obviously excited to do this party with you in just a little over a month now. It's crazy how time's flying, but
yeah,
very true.
Yep.
So
looking forward to it. Thank you all.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, good to talk to you today. We'll see you soon.
Have a good one,
All right.
guys.